Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being with us today. Today, I'm here again with Burton Kelso, technology expert. Welcome, Burton.
Hey, thanks, Tim. Good to be here.
Absolutely, you bet. So Burton and I have been talking, and we know that a lot of folks are facing challenges with stay-at-home orders. We've decided to do 4 episodes on technology. So Burton, let's talk. This has been an explosion. Zoom and its competitors, been an explosion of people using these. First of all, what are the advantages of that? And then we'll talk about some of the complications.
Well, the advantages of Zoom and many other video conferencing software that's taken off is just ease of use. People struggle with technology so much that it's always a challenge for people to always adapt to new forms of technology. So Zoom has really risen to the challenge because it's a easy to use format and it's versatile. So not only can you quickly either host a Zoom meeting or join a Zoom meeting, but you can also take advantage of some of the features of Zoom, which allows you to integrate your Zoom conferencing with Facebook Live. Because I know one of the things that people like to do with going live on a streaming platform is to have guests sort of like we're doing. And Zoom definitely makes that easy to do. So anytime that you have technology that is simple for people to adapt and it integrates into existing technology, it's always going to become popular with people.
Fantastic. I'm curious, not that I'm looking for you to make recommendations to the wider audience here, but we're using Zoom right now. That's been kind of my default, my go-to. What are some of Zoom's competitors, and are there some pros or cons with the various platforms?
Well, there's a ton of competitors with Zoom. You've got FaceTime, which is Apple's video conferencing software. You've got Skype, which is Microsoft's video conferencing software. And you've got video conferencing software that's a little bit more robust, like Citrix Web Meeting or GoToMeeting. And then you also have more party-style type of video conferencing apps, such as House Party. Now, the difference between some of the apps out there is just the amount of people that you can simultaneously talk to. So, for example, Zoom allows you to talk up to, I think, 150 people with the basic paid subscription, but Citrix and GoToMeeting can go up to 250 people as far as a conference is concerned. And GoToMeeting allows you to separate into like sub conferences. So you can have one larger conference, but if you want to step aside and talk to someone in a private chat, you can definitely do that with the software. More party style software like House Party allows you to just quickly talk to a wide range of people. I think with House Party you're limited to 8, but it allows you to quickly connect with people and just do it party style. And House Party is more app driven as opposed to, say, Zoom or Skype, which allows a little bit more versatility working on both laptops and desktops as well as smartphones and tablets.
Interesting. So it depends a little bit on your purpose, I take it, then, in terms of what platform you choose. I know that I was on a Ring Central platform the other day with the meeting, and they did breakout rooms. So we had, there were maybe 50 people on this particular call. Then they broke it out into subgroups of about 10 people each, and that was a fairly cool feature that they allowed.
Yeah, I would say one of the other things that separates some of the video conferencing software is price. Obviously, your FaceTime is included with your iPhone. Skype is included with all Windows devices, or it's just a matter of downloading the Skype app onto your phone and setting up a Microsoft account. And same thing with Zoom too. Zoom is free out the box. You only get 40 minutes of video time before your conference shuts off. But of course, you can sign up for a paid subscription too. So it really pays to find out what things that you want to do, and that way you can appropriately choose the right video conferencing app.
It's interesting. You mentioned the time limit on Zoom. I was on a Zoom conference that I initiated the other day, about a week ago. And once we got to the 40-minute marker, it actually popped up a notice that's saying, hey, during COVID-19, we're extending that 40-minute. So really? I haven't been kicked off. So I'm not sure if that was just that point in time or if that's ongoing. So if folks, if you're out there and you get kicked off at 40 minutes, don't come back and blame me for that, okay? So,
That's a good point. That's a good feature. I'm glad you brought that up because many many software and hardware manufacturers are taking in consideration the COVID-19 crisis. So they're extending a wide variety of services as far as free software. And of course, internet's the key with both land-based and cellular internet being not being capped like it would under normal circumstances.
yeah, very good. Hey, so Burton, I'm curious. Zoom has exploded since COVID-19, and for the most part, that's been fantastic. But they've gotten some hits as well because of people Zoom bombing that had some holes in their security. What do you know about that? And what advice do you have for folks, whether it's with Zoom or any other web chat platform?
Well, the problems with Zoom is the software was sort of kind of set up in a secure way, but again, getting into the software was very easy to do for end users. So they didn't really take, most people didn't take the time to find out ways to secure their video meetings, because I think when it comes to cybersecurity, most people think this ain't gonna happen to me. But what happened with the Zoom bombing is Zoom meeting IDs were being exposed on the internet. Of course, if someone hosts a Zoom meeting, you'll put the meeting ID out there so people can join in. And so whoever was hosting the meeting didn't really secure or lock down the meeting to only the participants. So with Zoom, if you've got a meeting ID and the meeting has no password, then you can just jump in and just cause all sorts of ruckus within the meeting. So the other problem with Zoom is they didn't enable out the box end-to-end encryption. So simply put, end-to-end encryption means that both parties' video signal is encrypted, so a cyber criminal could not jump in and interrupt that meeting. So now you can go in, or Zoom has taught people how to go in and enable end-to-end encryption, which is a feature that is already enabled in like Skype and FaceTime. So there was something that Zoom should have put in place initially rather than making it something that the user could opt in and opt out. Other thing that has happened with Zoom is just actual Zoom accounts were being compromised. So that happens because of credential stuffing, which is because of a data breach, your credentials are laying around on the internet, and with username and password access, criminals can then stuff the credentials of online accounts and get access to them. So whenever you learn of a data breach, you always need to go through and change your password so that your online accounts are safe, and to make sure that all of your online accounts, including your Zoom web account, has a different password, so that if a criminal gets one password, they can't log in to all of your accounts with that single password. So some of it was Zoom's fault, but a lot of it was just user error and user misinformation as far as how to properly set up a Zoom meeting.
So I'm curious. I know that I think I just saw in the last couple of days that Zoom pushed out an update. And I'm
Right.
wondering if that update addressed some of these issues. And in terms of the end-to-end encryption, are there steps that the end user, if I want to set that up, are there steps I have to take, or is that now built in with this latest software update?
I think it's right now it's 50-50, obviously, because I think the software update has enabled the encryption within the Zoom platform. So the quickest way to see if you're on an end-to-end encryption is to go in and go to the upper left-hand corner, and there should be a green padlock, and it should say your client connection is encrypted, which basically means that your video signal, or I should say our video signal, is protected from prying eyes, so they can't intercept our meeting. But the thing that the security update for Zoom did was to quickly make those security settings accessible. So if you go down to the lower portion of your Zoom window, there should be, if you have the latest software, a little shield that says security on it. Within that shield, you can go in and you can disable chat for users. You can turn off video. You can also mute people within the Zoom meeting so that they're not saying anything disruptive during your meeting. Whereas before those settings, you had to actually go to I think it's zoom.us, and go into your account and change the settings there.
Wow. Wow. So that's a big improvement, it sounds like. So each individual user, so now I can go in and make those setting changes before I initiate a Zoom video call.
Right, because before, and I don't think people were aware of this, With Zoom, you have two interfaces. You've got your Zoom app, like if you're on your desktop on your smartphone, that actually pops up, and you can control some of the video and audio settings within that. But if you wanted to control more robust security settings, you actually had to go to the website and type that information in. And right now, did I say the website right? Because I'm kind of concerned. It's zoom.us, isn't it?
I am not sure, to be honest with you.
I'm typing it in now, Tim, to find out if it's right.
You're asking me these questions. I guess I should know.
Yeah, it's zoom.us. So the challenge is that once you go to zoom.us, and you have to go, or you had to go in to sign in, and you could sign into your account and then get access to more of the robust security settings. And the challenge with that, even if you go into the zoom.us website, to get to where you need to change security settings, I mean, you kind of have to hunt and find it. I mean, it's settings, but it's not in a prominent area. It's in the left-hand corner of your main Zoom website. And even with that, it's broken down into different sessions or sections in order to do it. So it just made it really cumbersome for the average user to go in and know how to change all those settings.
Wow. Well, it sounds like it's a good thing that they pushed out an update. I think they're pretty sensitive to this now because of the negative press they've got. So I'm guessing that they're going to stay on top of this moving forward.
Yeah, from what I understand, they were focused on new features with Zoom, but now they're like, well, we're going to make it a little bit more secure. But I think also the most important thing is end users need to realize that any web-based account you have to secure with a different username and password, and to make sure that you have two-factor authentication set up on all of your online accounts.
Fantastic. Hey, Burton, hey, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this. I think this is great information for folks. I look forward to talking to you again next week on our next Tech Talk.
I look forward to it.
Thanks.